Therefore, we performed several computations twice in the previous year. If you wanted to cash them out at the peak of the bull cycle and be a crypto millionaire on the basis of your XRP holdings, we looked quantitatively at just how many XRP you'd need to buy at the time of those calculations. But both of those came before the SEC litigation. The one between Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission wound down. That is now finishing. We took into account all those theoretical pricing should, say, Ripple have a clean slate if they were to be completely free of all those legal variables, and today they are. Let us thus return to this inquiry. At the peak of this bull cycle, how high can XRP go? And how many XRP do you need to hold to be a crypto millionaire? Greetings to the channel. My name is Matty, and here is Altcoin Buzz. Good luck all if you decide to invest. I really hope you do well. Remember, I'm not a financial or investment advisor, thus this video is not formal financial or investment advice either. Understood. To understand where XRP has been, first and foremost, we need to examine its past performance. Just before that, though, it does look like $50 million is going to settle matters with the SEC complaint for good. That is the news. And that rules out future suits on this subject. And whether XRP is an unregistered security or not, a security or not, is not going to fall under legal examination, at least not in the framework of the SEC or presumably any other big governing body. So that's sort of the newest here, and that's definitely positive. Of course, it's a great relief for the XRP army. It's also a significant tailwind for XRP, and I would contend for the rest of cryptocurrency going forward. XRP's leap into cross-border money transfers to rival Swift Drive's Ripple's own study on asset tokenization to forecast a 30 times increase by 2033. A 30x, therefore, throughout the next 8 years. Ripple, of course, hopes to be a major chain to enable tokenization. They expect to be at the front of that expansion. The ledger, the XRPL, is maintaining consistent monthly transaction volume of above 15,500 million. Most chains can't even dream of that kind of volume. Its size is that. The ProShares XRP ETF is also going live next week, which is only one more illustration, one more proof that actually shows institutional demand. Historically, other from a significant rise to its all-time high, XRP has never gone back up past $2 until roughly 6 months ago. That was back, by the way, in February 2017 and early 2018. We observed that late November returned to north of $2. Given that background, let's examine here and think about what the graphs are showing us. $3.40 was the all-time high in February. Eventually, owners witnessed drop over 6 months to below $1 and eventually even around 50 cents. These are likely unpleasant recollections for you if you worked in this field and were keeping XRP. But the figures were what they were. Is that correct? Impartially. Following that, during that specific alt season in April 2021, there was also a rise to slightly over $1.50. That was a resistance point, hence we actually passed through it again. As I said, 6 months ago, in November 2024. XRP has regularly been over $1.90 ever since then, with a resistance point at the latest high of $3.09. Then the next theoretical resistance point would be, as I indicated, the prior all-time high of $3.40. Although we are slightly more than $1 away from that all-time high, as I record right now, we are actually closer than we have been really in years. Trump's election and the SEC case winding down both have much to do with the fact that we are nearing XRP's all-time high. On the negative side, there are different support levels between 31 cents and 53 cents to watch out for. Remember, too, that bear markets occur even for high-flying initiatives. That said, we do have a clear image of XRP's potential, which seems genuinely more exciting than it has been for a long, long time. It's also not by chance that better political and regulatory actions and more cross-border money movement activities imply favorable XRP price performance. And I believe it is fair to expect that to last. So let us go straight to it. How much XRP is actually required for us to be crypto millionaire? So first of all, at the old all-time high of $3.40, basic math here, you would require 294,117.6 XRP. At today's price of $2.13, acquiring that many XRP coins would cost $626,470. Could XRP 10x in price from $2.13 to $21.30? That's plausible, especially if the RWA, real-world assets, and money transfer side of the business keep growing as many believe they will. And also think about the variable that XRP, or I should say Ripple case with the SEC, those difficulties and costs now appear to be behind them. All things considered, sure, it is conceivable that we might observe a 10x. To become a crypto millionaire at $21.30, you would need slightly under 47,000 XRP. $21.30 would be the value at which you could cash out those XRP tokens. Understood? At today's pricing, therefore, acquiring 46,948.3 XRP would set you back $100,000. Once more, buying at $2.13. Now let's look at a really hopeful situation. Suppose we enter 20x area. It's conceivable, maybe not in this bull cycle or the near future, but at some point down the line. Once more, if the goals here are really to methodically replace Swift, we might witness a 20x one day. Multiplying our present price of $2.13 by 20 gives us an ultimate one-day price of $42.60. Dividing $1 million by that token price indicates we would require 23,474 XRP in our hands to be a crypto millionaire when XRP reaches that value. That is therefore the amount of XRP we would require should we buy those today for $2.13. That would set us back $50,000. And that is logical. Is that correct? We're thinking about a 20-fold rise in pricing. 1/20th of 1 million is $50,000. Thus, the arithmetic adds up. Is it 20 times possible? Certainly. I believe it will take several cycles to arrive there, or at least some revolutionary statement. As I indicated, Ripple receiving some special fast-raced sorta treatment in terms of becoming the next rival with Swift, and I don't think that's precisely around the corner. Tell me in the comments how high you believe XRP will price in this cycle. If you like, you can also play around with forecasts for the following cycle. One way or the other, it's going to make many billionaires, and I believe the XRP army, which has been rather loyal and patient, is in store for a good run in the months